Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition, episode 33 of the Press Box. We're back after a week break. Kenny was worse than I was. We were a little bit under the weather, so we didn't have a press box last week, but we're back healthy, ready to go. How you doing, Kenny V? Your battle
Oh,
from the flu.
a lot better than last week. My wife loved it because I had no voice, but it got to be kind of irritating after a while. Yeah, I wasn't doing too hot with all this getting caught in the rainy weather. It seemed like every time I went out, sometime along either beginning, middle, or the end, I'd get soaking wet with a downpour. So this week's already started a lot better. 2 sunny days in 2 days, I'll take that any day.
Yeah, how about it? But what you got to do is like become a hermit like me and just don't go anywhere.
Yeah, but I get bored too easy.
Yeah, I know. And but you won't get rained on. I know that.
Oh, that's true. uh,
All right, today we are going to like wrap up the spring. We have no guests today this week. We will get guests on, but we're going to wrap up the spring here a little early. We still have state track and things that we'll talk about, but we're just going to do a roundup of everything that went on during the spring season here with lacrosse and baseball, softball, track, tennis. Am I missing any other sport? Bocce? No,
um,
bocce's winter, isn't it?
well, that was winter. So it's all meshes together
Okay.
after a while.
Yeah, exactly. But before we do, I do want to bring up one thing in pro sports. If you were a kid growing up in the 70s like I was, like I am. See, I still think it's the 70s, Kenny.
Well, it's not a bad thing. Too bad it
Um,
isn't.
if you were true, but if you're a kid like I was growing up in the 70s, Vida Blue,
Mm-hmm.
wow, was one of the greatest pitchers when the Oakland A's were making their run at three straight 72, 73,
Mm-hmm.
74. Vida Blue was key. MVP and Cy Young winner at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Pitched for the Giants and the Royals too. Drugs shortened his career a little bit, but what a great pitcher. He passed away at 73. And it's just, you know, he was one of my favorite pitchers as a kid. Every kid you're collecting baseball cards, and getting the Vida Blue card was
Mm-hmm.
wow. Plus, he had a cool name, Vida Blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
isn't that a
Yep. He
cool
was.
name, Vida Blue?
Mhm. Sounds like an energy drink.
I mean, I'm Brian Carson. Yeah, I'm Brian Carson. How boring is that? Vida Blue.
Mm-hmm.
But just a great pitcher. I mean, that year I think he had those stats were crazy. He was 20 in 71, Kenny. He was 24-8 with I think a 194 ERA.
And that was the time that they would pitch every third day, right? And play like pretty much most of the
Oh
games.
yeah. It was Yeah, it wasn't these 5 days off. I'm gonna pitch six. What is this? This crap in baseball today. He had a quality start. Back then, a quality start was you go most of the damn game. You pitch into the eighth or ninth. That was the quality start.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then there was only 4-man rotations.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't like a five like it is now. They were 4-man rotations, and I mean, geez, just an amazing year. Was the youngest player. I did not know that when I was reading his obit. The youngest player in the century at 22 to win MVP.
Wow.
So really cool. That's all. I
It
just wanted
is.
to touch on that and about Vida Blue. You know, my big baseball years were the 70s. You had those dynasties that you
Mhm.
don't see anymore. You had the A's win 3 straight, and then right after that came the big red machine of the
Mhm.
Reds in 75, 76, which I still think the greatest offense besides the 27 Yankees, the greatest offense ever put on a field. Johnny Bench at
Oh.
catcher, Tony Perez at first, Joe Morgan at second, Dave Concepcion shortstop, Pete Rose at third, Ken Griffey Jr. in right field,
Mm.
George Foster in left field, and Cesar Geronimo in center field.
Mm. And what? Probably about 80% of
They're
them,
so
if
good, I
not.
remember that.
Yeah, they're all in the Hall of Fame, I believe, right?
Yeah, everybody but, and I don't know why. Well, I know Geronimo isn't. Um, they're all in except in that starting lineup, except for Geronimo, Foster, and Concepcion.
Hmm. That's a sin.
But Griffey Jr., Rose, Morgan, Perez, and Bench are in. 5 Hall of Famers on one team.
Wow.
Enough of that. I'm off on a tangent. Sorry about 70s
No.
baseball. All right, so we're going to go up here and we're going to go through the spring season, just a review of what's going on, what's happened, what's gone down, and I'll kind of moderate it because Kenny, you're the one that goes out and covers the stuff. I don't get much of a chance anymore, and we'll just bring up what you want to talk about. We'll go for the sports. So let's start off on a biggie for local lacrosse fans. We have Mifflin County girls. I think they still only have one loss, correct?
That's correct. Yep, they are just blazing their way through this season. It's incredible what Coach Teresa Lamont has done in such a short time of this program even being in existence. It's just crazy. Um, they actually will be going up against State College for the District 6 title.
Yeah, the two in our press box and hometown sports scene coverage area, State College and Mifflin County. And I mean, since we have both fans of both listening, I'm not
Mhm.
going to put you on the spot and pick a winner, but tell me about both teams and what your thoughts are on them.
Well, I've been limited. I haven't got a chance to get up to see State College. The only thing I've been able to do is kind of follow them from a distance. But year in and year out, they're like um, for them to reach the District 6 title game is pretty much a given. You pencil them in at the beginning of the year. They have a great coaching staff, and the kids have really bought into that system. So this championship game here will be one of those the crafty old veterans against young up and comers. So it's anyone's ball game really. I give the experience to State College, but I also give the sometimes when you're coming on, you don't really understand the levity of your situation, and you don't have that stress and that expectations, so to speak, of playing in the big games. So I give that to Mifflin County. If they can just play their game and have fun like they have all season, I think it's going to come down to you know probably a last couple-minute goal. But I won't say who I think is going to win because, to be honest, I have no idea. They're pretty evenly matched, with the exception of the experience.
I assume State College is the number one seed since it's going to be up there on the north field.
Yes, yeah.
But I mean, it is when you brought it up. It is crazy how fast. I mean, you'll have to correct me, because I don't know when. When did the girls lacrosse start in Mifflin County?
I believe it was 3 or 4 years ago. It came on as one of those
That's what I.
extra. Yeah, it was like it wasn't even a PIAA sanctioned sport until I believe last year. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was only like 3 or 4 years, and it started out as a club sport. So they've really uh, give the coaching staff credit, and the kids coming out. They have really become a good program pretty fast.
And they have a very
We got a
close
like
team.
from Ed Stewart. I always got to give people thank you for liking us, and Ed.
Yes.
Ed, if is still listening, if Ed's still listening, he can answer me a question. Maybe I was trying to figure out when I wrote the Gingrich story, was Joe all state or was he honorable mention, or did he make one of the teams first, second, or third? You can let me know then whenever you get a chance. But I'm not sure if he was or not. So I'm sorry, I went off a little bit on a tangent.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, Ed used to coach me in basketball.
So yeah, and they've. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ed was.
That's right. I forgot you played basketball, Kenny.
Yeah, well, I attempted to play basketball. Let's just put it that way. Oh, but
sorry,
yeah,
Ken. I didn't play basketball. I was doing the manly sport of wrestling. just to ribbit my basketball peeps that I love so much. I do, for real. But I have to get my cuts in on basketball. So yeah, they've done a great job, and I know you can't predict the winner, but how is the boys? I know the Mifflin County boys are still in a growing phase. It's been rough for them this year, but how is State College done?
State College has done phenomenal. I believe that they're going to be a #1 seed as well once the season gets the regular season is over. They've played some pretty tough teams through the Mid Penn and all around the different areas. A very, very talented team, a very experienced team, kind of like the girls' squad. They're fully loaded. They have like a lot of kids that are on the squad. So they also, they don't rebuild. They just reload. So very fast, very athletic, and very physical. They can get physical at times too if the game goes that way.
Yeah, and it's a sport that's really starting to catch on. I read where it is it's the fastest growing sport in the U.S.
I can believe that.
I mean, because it's I admit I like it. I watch the NCAA championships. The NCAA championships on Memorial Day weekend. I watch it every year.
Yeah, it's a fast moving sport. You can score a lot. There's never a dull moment, and it's got a lot of different sports interactions. Like you can throw in the balls, like having being like a quarterback. You have to be physical.
Yeah, it's like hockey, football.
Yep.
So it's growing, and I like it. It is like you said, it's fast moving. So it's good that some locals are taking off already. It's for only one loss for Mifflin County. Great job Great job by them
Yes.
and Teresa Lamont.
Mhm.
Now, is tennis over?
Yes, tennis is over. We had two Juniata um, uh, tennis players do well, um, and we had one. Oh, Zane Weitzel. He um, got deep into the singles district 6 2A singles competition, but fell late. He went 3-1, I believe, in the contest. So good job by Zane, and the Juniata squad again really shined as a team. I believe they finished like 9-4, 9-5, something like that.
That's good. Well, Juniata, when I was a sports cub coming up, the team in Double A was Westmont Hilltop, and Juniata has overtaken them as the Double A team in District 6. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a great job. I remember it was a year or 2 years ago, I did a story for the Lewistown Sentinel on Juniata's tennis team and their rise and how good they've actually been.
Mm-hmm.
A team that's always been pretty decent. How did State College do in
State,
tennis in
they
AAA?
did well. They had a singles champion and a doubles champion come out of the class AAA. Right now, the names kind of elude me, but every year too, their head coach, reached the 500 win mark uh, for her career. So that just goes to show you how
Wow.
deep and how veteran a squad that State College team is.
500 wins. Jeez up.
Hmm.
She's had to be there a while because you're talking about there's only um what I think what they play like maybe 10, 13 games in a season
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah,
500, that's pretty good
yeah, that's going back and
for
probably into
what's going on.
the 90s or the 80s, possibly.
Oh, yeah. Geez. It would have to be. At least the 90s, the early
Mm-hmm.
mid 90s. All right, so we did that. Now we got some coming up. We haven't hit districts yet in baseball, softball, and track. I'll go to you. Where do you want to start first?
Let's go softball because we have some very interesting things just happened yesterday in down in Juniata County. Uh, I think that we've pretty much said her name every time we've come on our show since the spring season started. But Liz Gager broke a strikeout mark for the TVL yesterday. She needed to get 8 strikeouts to tie the Tri Valley League record of 573, and she finished the night with 575. So she is,
Wow.
like I said, she's phenomenal. And the funny thing is, what gets lost in the whole thing is she threw another no hitter.
Yeah, that's crazy. And another thing is, she's got 575. She broke the TVL record and has another year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, and
she she might have a record that's never going to be touched.
mm-hmm. And there's a little talk about where she is standing right now in her overall strikeouts, and she's almost at 700. I believe she's at 676, if I'm correct. So by the end of the season, she could hit 700, which means that it's possible that she could get close to the record of I think it's 1,052 for the state in Class AAA. So Yeah, a lot of good things
Wow.
coming out. And it depends on too if Juniata, which they should, they're still only at one loss. If they make a good roll through the playoffs and the TVL championship and stuff, you know, she could end up with over maybe 750 before the season's over, at least.
That's crazy. I'd love to get her on, but we had her Aaron Cressman on the coach 2 weeks ago, and she
Hmm.
said that Liz is kind of quiet and shy and doesn't like to do that. But that's just
Hmm.
amazing to have that break the TVL record for strikeouts, and you're still got another year to go, and you're
Hmm.
closing in on like 1,000 strikeouts maybe for a career.
Hmm.
Ah, wow. That's I think I could hit her though. I think I could hit her.
And I think her teammates, I think they're only losing maybe one or two players from this year's team to graduation. So next year they should be just as good.
Yeah, I remember I said to Aaron, I want to be her agent and negotiate a new contract with Juniata.
Mhm.
You know, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, exactly. Well, I'll tell you,
So I
like the
know
whole
Center County is. Well, we'll go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what's often overlooked too is the offensive effort that the Juniata girls have. Their win yesterday was a 22-0 win over Greenwood, and it went 4 innings. So
Wow.
they're just as explosive
Wow.
from the offensive end as they are on the mound and defensively.
Just a good team, well coached team too. Where
Hmm.
Jack McCurdy's on there, Craig Bubb, a couple of well, Jack used to coach State College and Mifflin County, so
Hmm. Definitely have that winning
and
um, um, yeah, culture, brings out winning culture.
yeah, and Bubby's just that guy they keep around. So he doesn't feel bad. Nah, just kidding. I
Yeah.
love Craig. But so we before we go up to Center County, Mifflin County not doing bad either. Craig Weston, they got a solid team.
Yep.
They're probably are they one in District 6 right now, or is State College?
No, I believe State College is, and their playoff game, the Mifflin County's playoff game against Altoona, is, I believe, scheduled tentatively for the 18th. It'll be a home game against Altoona, just like
Yeah.
last year. So they'll have to, you know, beat Altoona, and then they'll probably see each other there back at oh St. Francis.
Did they split this year, Mifflin County and State College? I believe they did, right?
Yes, yes. I believe Mifflin County got the first go round, and the uh, the Little Lions got the second time around. I think that happened with both teams, baseball and softball.
Now you now you covered both,
Right.
correct?
Yes. Yep.
Talk about talk about each team and what you've seen in them. State College and their strength and Mifflin County.
Okay. We'll start with State College. State College is coached by Sean Hernkane. Very nice guy. Always has his kids ready to play. Um, they have a nice leadoff hitter. Um, and they're very, very what their defense is pretty powerful. Um, I'm trying to. Yeah, that's one bad thing about covering all these teams. The names kind of go, especially when you get older, like I am.
Oh, yeah, but buddy, I know that feeling.
Mm. Um,
I got
well,
a score here. Craig Johnson just sent it to me. Mifflin County came up a little bit short, lost a tough one, 2-1 to Cumberland Valley. Cumberland
mm,
Valley scored a run in the top of the seventh to beat the Huskies 2-1.
mm.
That stinks.
Yeah, they just fell yesterday by the same score, I believe, 2-1.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to. I'm
You said the
blanking on
State
the.
College leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and I'm drawing a blank
Well,
right
that's okay.
now.
Is it what is so? So you said they had the defense. How's their offense and pitching?
It's funny because it's like Mifflin County and State College are mirror images of themselves. They get strong pitching and opportunistic hitting. Uh, in the fourth spot though for Mifflin County, Dakota Hirschberger has picked up where she left off last year and has just tore the cover off the ball lately. Um, but yeah, the two mirror each other, and it's going to be one of those games. Who strikes first, who gets the big at bat first, and takes the lead. I believe if they battle each other in the championship game. So if you remember last year, State College came in. They had a juggernaut of a team. I believe they only had like 3 or 4 losses, and Mifflin County, had a fairly decent year, but momentum hit, and they ended up knocking off State College for the first time, and it was in a championship game. So, in big games like that, anything can happen.
Oh yeah, you never know what's going to happen, and as long in softball, as long as you got the pitching and the defense, you're in every game. And we do know Mifflin County with Madison Wolfgang has the pitching to take this game, but it's always good. That rivalry with State College and Mifflin County is great for the school. It's the closest
Oh
school
yeah.
to us. You know, but I mean, in our class, BMS is
Mhm.
here and Junie out of it. State College is the closest 6A, and it's just a great rivalry.
Right, and I actually remembered the
And
names of the players that light the things up for State College. They were Gabby Todd, Addison Hartster, Ava Babcock, and Gabby McTavish. Um, very potent batters.
so it's gonna. You're right. In the end, though, softball it all comes down to pitching and defense, and it's
Mhm.
cliched because it's true. An error here or there could be the big difference in the game.
Right, and it doesn't usually. Sometimes it
Now,
doesn't come down to the best players. It comes down to a a regular average player that makes has their big moment. So you just never know.
rise to the occasion. How many times have you seen
Mhm,
that in all playoffs, even in major sports?
mhm,
You know,
most definitely.
about the best I remember. About the best I remember is if your age goes back, and I know it does. Timmy Smith for the Redskins.
hmm Yep. Super Bowl.
Remember that? Remember
hmm
him?
Yep.
Yeah, he was a career backup, and then got career backup most of his career. Had 227 yards in the Super Bowl.
And got the MVP.
I mean, that's crazy. And got the MVP. And then the very next year went back to be a backup.
And never heard
But he
from
had
again.
his time in the sun. Right.
Mm.
So now moving on, you got very rich softball tradition in Center County. We already heard about State College. How is I know you said some of them are having down years. How's we'll go through Phillipsburg, Bellefonte, Bald Eagle, Penns Valley.
Well, to be honest, when we last talked about it, a lot of the teams were hitting some rough patches, but since then, we've got the possibility of 5 teams possibly making it in the softball playoffs. The biggest turnaround has been Bellefonte, who was at 4, I believe, at 3-4, and have now had a winning streak that lasted. Even today, they won, so that puts them now at 8-4 on the season. So a 5-game winning streak. They're led by leadoff hitter Madison Milius. Milius has been their big RBI getter, even though she's a leadoff batter, and she's been getting a lot of help from some of the other players down the roster. Bellefonte has a good pitcher too in Carly Clarkson. She's kind of your just your normal, very accurate, not a lot of speed, but has a good placement of the ball. Knows where to hit the corners, and had a 2-hitter today against Huntington. So they are definitely gravitating and getting hot at the right time. So I look for them to go, even maybe for a championship again. They finished second last year in District 6. So Bald Eagle, again, under Coach Don Lucas, and they are having another outstanding year and are looking for another District 6 title. They're led by Ava Steer, and their pitching is phenomenal. Yeah, easy for me to say. Phenomenal. And have been winning a lot of close games, which come postseason, that definitely pays off with the experience. Penns Valley, led by Taylor Bumgardner at pitcher, has they jumped out to a 10-3 record, and the Dinges sisters, Scotty and Ava, have been real steady veteran leadership mainstays in the offense, and are doing well. The only question mark of all those teams here is Phillipsburg Osceola. Not exactly like they have been under Coach Gonder, but they're still battling and looking to fight their way into a playoff game. Now I'll be covering them on Saturday. I haven't got a chance to see them in person, but from the scores and stuff that I get and the information, they're a scrappy team that are now coming of age. So it's going to be interesting to see.
And yeah, I mean, I say rich Center County tradition because I know Penns Valley's won a state title, Bald Eagles won 2, Phillipsburg has 1, I believe. And how many does Bellefonte have? They have a couple, right?
I believe they have 1, or they have 2. I know I covered them in 2 different games, and I think they're 1-1, so maybe it's just 1, and that was under the Coach Colehap era.
Okay.
So
okay, so yeah, but they've had a tradition all the way back to Queechee when he coached them.
Mm-hmm.
And but a little offsides, I'll have to get wrestling in here somewhere.
Sure.
Okay. You were talking about the Dinges sisters at Penns Valley. Their brother is the number 1. Their brother is rated number 1 at 80 pounds in the United States in wrestling. Wow. At his grade level, at his age level. Yeah.
Wow.
And to go even further, his grandpa is the only Penns Valley state champion in wrestling ever.
Wow.
Did it in 1963.
It's amazing how these families are
So
so
a lot,
talented. From
yeah, a
generation to
lot of
generation.
athleticism in that family. Yeah, oh my God, you see it all the time in every sport. Every
Hmm.
sport. Okay, so we got more there. What about because I don't want to leave them out. What about EJ? What about East Juniata? How's their softball going?
They are also battling for a spot. It's looking right now. They won yesterday in a close 3-2 decision over Line Mountain. Um, they have a good chance. Their overall record right now is 10-8. And they will be playing tomorrow at Juniata, so that should be an interesting contest. But on the mound, Marley Wilson has done some really good things uh, for the Tigers, as well as Brenna Watts. They have a pitching rotation, which you usually is kind of odd. You don't usually see in softball, high school softball, but they have a load of pitchers that they use. So that can come very important come postseason.
Got to move to track and field now. We got a buddy of ours, a very good buddy, that is announced he's hanging it up
Yes,
after
yes.
way back in Indian Valley, and that's Scott Gantz
Hmm.
is going to step down as Mifflin County girls track and field coach, set to do the retirement thing of coaching. And I know a great guy. We're going to miss him, but
Most
he
definitely.
felt it was the right time,
Hmm.
and you got to respect his decision. But he'll be missed.
Yes, definitely, definitely. A lot of tradition comes with Scott. Um, through the Husky system and back to the Indian Valley teams that um, had some unbelievable seasons, Mountain League champions, and had a lot of good runners and a lot of good field competitors come through Indian Valley as well.
Yeah, he was a thrower. He coached throws, and that's
Hmm.
one of the. I don't have to tell you what a specialty that is, especially
Hmm.
with Sonny Ciccolini there. But we've
Right.
had McKnight, state champs, um, Skyler Ciccolini, state champion
Hmm.
twice, Josiah last year. So the throws, especially the javelin, is tradition now in Mifflin County.
Yeah, and it all started, I believe, with oh gosh, the girl in for Indian Valley. Um, oh gosh,
Lote.
Laura Lote. She was the first one to win a state championship in the javelin in Mifflin County.
Yep.
So just
Yes. And then McKnight and then Ciccolini, Seckler.
mhm. Yep,
Not bad. Not
yep,
bad. And
and
they're not doing too bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just finishing up. So you're good.
But track has districts coming up. We know State College is always good,
Oh
so
yeah.
there's not even, you don't have to go in. I mean, we know the power that State College has. Mifflin County boys and girls, not great records overall, but they've got individuals like Jaden King that
Hmm.
that will go down and do well. Now, I've noticed I don't follow it much since I don't cover things anymore, but is Josiah hurt or something? Because I haven't seen him in the dual meets doing any
Uh,
throwing.
no, he has. I think he's been selective in some of because he when
Oh,
state
okay.
Yeah, I believe he just got done competing at the Penn Relays uh, in Philadelphia here recently. Um, Not quite sure on it, but I heard that. But yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
basically,
prestigious, the Penn Relays.
yeah, it's kind of weird to have someone who was a state champion last year kind of go under the radar this season.
He won't become the district time.
Mm,
That we know. Besides
right.
State College, is there anybody else track, like team or individuals, that has your eye? That's
Yeah,
catched your eye?
yeah. Yesterday I happened to be at the last Mountain League Championship here up in Belfont, and got a lot of good performances from the Belfont squad, both boys and girls. Boys finished second overall, and the girls finished third. So um, they're ones to watch team wise. Individual, Bald Eagle has a thrower, Abigail Hoover, who throws the javelin and the shot put, and she just broke the meet record yesterday, I believe, in the javelin. So she's definitely to keep an
Nice.
eye on. But Penns Valley has some good runners, good sprinters.
No.
Um,
Penns
but
Valley with good
yeah,
runners?
yeah, and
Hell,
kind of
their cross country team every year is one of the top teams in the state.
mhm. Yeah. Yesterday, as it oh my, one of their runners yesterday broke the meet record in one of the races, and like I said, I trying to remember here because there was 8 different schools at that meet yesterday. So it was got kind of overwhelming at times. um, Miley Hubular finished 1860 in the 100 meters. So, um, and they took the 1600 meter. Alexis Stern won that. So, yeah, both boys and girls side there are from very good runners for Penns Valley. Um, so it's going to be exciting to see how many get out into the state competition after Altoona.
Juniata should have some good distance guys, don't you think, after what they did in cross
Oh,
country?
in cross country, yes, definitely. And East Juniata should have some good long distance runner as well.
So they are coming up. District 6 is in Altoona,
Mhm.
and that's next week, right?
Yeah, I believe
I
it's
think
next
Double A's the
Wednesday.
16th and Triple A's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have 2 different days, or am I wrong on that?
Ooh, yeah, I'm thinking they're all in one day, but I could be wrong. Um,
But it is next week, right?
right, yes. If anybody out there knows, please send us a little note letting us know if it's 2 days or one, because I'm thinking it's one, but I've been known to be off.
Well, that's good. You're close.
Yeah.
And we know it's a day, so it doesn't matter. Next
Yeah,
week.
yeah, right.
All right. Do you have any shout outs since we just wrapped up the spring here?
Oh yeah. Just this one thing to say that
Hold on.
I have a shout out
We got to walk the ducks. Kenny's shout outs.
Okay, here we go. We'll start with Juniata.
All right, buddy.
Okay, Juniata College and Juniata, former Juniata track and field competitor Barrett Walters. He finished as the landmark champion in the javelin. So congratulations and a shout out to you. The next is a combined shout out to a lot of the Mifflin, Juniata, and Center County baseball players for the Penn State Du Bois team as they won the PSUAC title. Did that over the weekend. And my last shout out, I have to go with it. Liz Gager, 10Ks, setting the new TVL record. Congratulations to everyone.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Do you think I can hit her, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You just don't want to hurt my feelings.
Oh.
I have a shout out.
Oh, cool.
To the Penn State wrestling team for what they've done in the recruiting and the transfer portal. It's absolutely sick how the rich get richer, but if you're a Penn State fan like me, you love it. In the transfer portal, they got freshman All-American Aaron Nagel from Minnesota, three-time All-American Bernie Truax from Cal Poly. And they got Mitchell Messenbrink from Cal Baptist. Messenbrink was the world under-20 silver medalist in freestyle. So the rich get richer. They filled 3 positions of need. And, everybody was saying, Bravo Young's gone at 33. What do we do? Here's Nagel. Dean was done at 97. Here comes Truax, but actually Truax is going to be 84 because Aaron Brooks wants to move up to 97 next year. And then to top it all off, their 2024 class, Kenny, they got the number 1 and number 2 recruits in the nation, along with the number 4 and number 8. So they got 5 recruits, and 4 of them are in the top 10.
Wow.
Class.
How close do you think this resembles?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. How close do you think this resembles the Dream Team of '92 for basketball? Would that be the equivalent, the wrestling equivalent?
It's close. The Dream Team in wrestling, Penn State's there, right there. This one could be, but it was, I'm trying to remember if it was 88 or 87 was Iowa. They had 5 national champions, and all 10 guys were All-American.
Oh, wow.
But Penn State's close. With the transfers and what they got, Penn State in their starting 10 next year will have 8 All-Americans in it. Wow. 8 of 10 are returning All-Americans, and the 2 that aren't, Robbie Howard and Alex Facundo, are NCAA qualifiers. They just didn't place. So all 10 guys coming back have made NCAAs that are going to be in their starting lineup, and 8 of them have All-Americans. And, of course, Starachi and Brooks are going for 4 national titles. So, yeah, Penn State, I said it on Facebook, just hand them the national title. Just hand them. I couldn't believe the article. Michigan, there was Flow Wrestling had an article about Michigan, which they did well in the portal too. They got 4 All-Americans. They had Michael DiAugustino, um, Shane Griffith, Lucas Davison from Northwestern, and Chris Cannon from Northwestern. And like I said, Griffith was from Stanford, and DiAugustino from Northwestern. So they got 3 kids from Northwestern. You think Northwestern hates Michigan right now?
Oh, with a passion.
But the article was, has Michigan closed the gap on Penn State? And I'm like thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Are you just trying to get clickbait? Because here it comes. Davison at heavyweight cannot beat Kirk Bleed at national runner-up. Then you've got DiAugustino at 25. He probably can beat Howard. Okay, I'll give him that one. Cannon beating Nagao? No. And then Griffith is their best one they got. He was a national champion 2 years ago at Stanford, but he's going to be 174, and he's not going to beat Starachi. He's not. And it's like, what are you trying to write here? Michigan? The team that stands the best chance at Penn State is Cornell. And that's far, far away. Them and Iowa. But it's just, mark my words, hand Penn State the trophy because they're going to win it by a landslide again. They have a chance to get 10 All-Americans tying that Iowa team.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if they'll get the 5 national champions, but starting the year, they should have Starachi, Brooks, Kirk Bleet, and Levi Haynes should be ranked number 1 to start the year. That says it all.
Mm-hmm.
Hand him the trophy. It's like they're saying, sports writers have a tendency of going overboard. You know that, Kenny.
Oh, most definitely. Yep.
Especially national sports writers. I saw an article today where LeBron James's kid, Bronny James, he's going to USC. So is Dennis Rodman's kid. And everybody's automatically saying, oh my God, USC could win the national title. No, they can't. No, they can't. I'm biased. USC isn't even going to beat UCLA in the Pac-12. I don't care if they got LeBron James's kid or not. He's not LeBron.
No, exactly.
They tend to go overboard. I think it's the internet era we live in. They want that clickbait. They want everybody to click, so they come up with these exaggerated stories and these exaggerated headlines, and just not in reality.
Yeah.
Now watch, USC will go win the national title. But they overboard it.
Yeah, they do.
By the way, let's promote our stuff while we still have time.
Okay.
Kenny Varner can be found here at Hometown Sports Scene. There's the URL, hometownsportscene.com. I made these up today, Kenny.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
Look at our highly technical graphics. And on the Central Pennsylvania Sports, there's the Facebook page. And you also got a Facebook page for Hometown, right?
Yeah, yep. Hometown. We got one for each county. Hometown Sports Mifflin, Hometown Sports Center, and Hometown Sports. Believe it or not, we have one for Clinton County and Blair County.
Holy hell, you're busy. Oh, now you do it, man.
Oh, I I don't know.
I have one too. I have one too. I started a little site for, I write. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on pro and college sports because
Mhm.
mostly what I do for you and the Sentinel and that we're talking high school. And so I started it's called the Sports Scribe, and you can find it at sportscribe.substack.com. Tomorrow I got a column coming up. It's about my exploits playing DFS fantasy sports and the money that I lose every week playing them. And yet I keep playing and I don't know why. But check it out if you want. I got a couple. I started it last week, and this will be the third article I put up. I'm trying to post 2 to 3 columns a week on the thing. Just my thoughts on some pro and college sports around, that we don't do. You and I, we don't get a chance to do. So, Kenny, if you ever want to write anything pro and college, you can send it my way.
Oh, cool. I might just do that.
I won't complain.
Especially with the way the
Miami
Heat are getting.
I've got
how they're being ignored.
Oh yeah, the Heat are coming on, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be.
Mm.
You got to be thrilled by that.
Oh, I am. When we beat the Bucks, I couldn't believe it. Now we're like 3-1 on the Knicks, and could win it tonight. Finish them off.
Yeah, I know. Here you come. Who do you think you're gonna? I think you'll finish them off. Who do you think you're gonna get?
I'm hoping the Sixers because I like both teams. So if anyone has to beat my Heat, I'd like it to be Joel Embiid and James Harden, and not the guys from Boston.
Yeah, MVP. Do you remember when he came in, Embiid? They said, "Will he be able to stay healthy?" And for a while, it looked like he wasn't going to, and now he's turned into. And I agree. Other than Jokic, he's the best player in the league.
Yeah, and you remember they said about the process? Well, the process has actually worked pretty good. It took a little longer than what they originally said, but the process is looking pretty darn good this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's good times now. My team's the Houston Rockets, so we're playing for the lottery. And Kenny, I am trying to overcome the depression of the Boston Bruins losing.
Oh, that's got to be sad, especially you were up 3-1, right?
That stinks. You have the best record, single season record in the history of hockey. 65 wins, 135 points. Nobody has ever done it. You're up 3-1 on Florida with 2 of the next 3 games in Boston, and you lose the series. It's just a case of they got overconfident. It was a classic case of they got overconfident and thought they had it won. I had to get it out of me. My first column on the Sports Scribe was that. The fall of my Bruins. Because I was stunned. I could not believe what was happening. When it got to 3-3, I was worried. When I said, okay, we lost game 5. We'll get them. We'll get them, even though we got to go back to Florida. And then when we gave up 7 goals in game 6, I was like, oh shit, we're in trouble. No excuses. No excuses. You had 2 games. Here's how crazy it is. I say we because that's how I am with my teams.
Right.
The Boston Bruins, now think about this. The Boston Bruins all year long only lost 3 games at home. The entire season. They lost 3 home games, and they lose 3 home games in the series.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Mm.
Unbelievable. But we weren't the only ones. The Colorado Avalanche, the defending champs, get knocked off by the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah. And that's their Kraken's first year, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's their second year. It's their first year in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. I knew they were pretty new.
Well, the NHL's different. Yeah, the NHL's different. They let expansion teams get all this advantages. Hell, Vegas, remember? Vegas's first year, they made the Stanley Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Because they let them grab people, top players from every team. So what do you got coming up?
Oh, well, tomorrow, I have the East Juniata softball game. Should be fun to watch. Watching Liz Gager go up against Marley Wilson. Then Friday, I am getting to be the proud stepdad. I'm heading to my stepdaughter's graduation from Penn College, and gonna
Nice.
get to dress up in something other than a jersey. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna cover Phillipsburg softball against Penns Valley. Should be a good one. And then Sunday, I am not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm vegging. So.
Do you know what you should do? You should wear a jersey underneath what your dress up's going to
be. Oh, I'd get killed. My wife would not let me.
That way you won't feel lost.
Oh, I know.
Well, another hour flew by. Next week,
sure
we'll have a guest. We just wanted to do a little spring cleanup here, and we'll be back. We'll be back Wednesday, barring we don't get sick again. So. That's going to about wrap it up for tonight on the Press Box. We appreciate everybody taking time out of their Wednesday evening to listen. We'll be back next week with another new show. Thank you again for everybody. For Kenny Varner, I'm Brian Carson. Take it easy, everybody. Any last words, Kenny?
No, just enjoy the weekend and enjoy this upcoming postseason. It's going to be a great one.
Yes, it is. I agree with that. All right, that's going to do it for the Press Box. Thanks for listening, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night, everybody.